You know, the modern workplace, it has its own language. It's filled with all these phrases that can either unlock doors for you or, well, leave you feeling a little bit on the outside looking in. Today, we're going to decode it.
Have you ever been there, sitting in a meeting, nodding your head, but secretly you're just wondering what on earth everyone is talking about? These phrases get thrown around that you'd never find in a textbook, and it feels like everyone got a secret memo that you just missed.
But here's the thing, it's not just meaningless jargon. It's better to think of it as a code, a corporate code. And once you understand it, it lets you communicate with way more precision and, honestly, more impact. So, in this explainer, we are going to crack that code together.
All right, every single project has a beginning, right? And the language we use to start things off really sets the tone for everything that comes after. So how do we signal that it's officially go time?
First up is one of the most common phrases you are ever going to hear when an idea is finally ready to become a reality. Get the ball rolling.
This phrase is all about one thing: initiation. It's like the verbal starting gun for a project. And it makes sense that it comes from the world of sports, where nothing can happen until that first kickoff or that first jump ball. This is exactly how you'd hear it used. It's a clear call to action. It takes a plan from just being an idea on paper and turns it into a real first step, getting everybody in the room aligned and moving forward together. Now, starting a project is one thing, but starting it with immediate impact, that is a whole other level. And that's when you hit the ground running. The backstory on this phrase is pretty fascinating, actually. It's not just about being fast, it's about being prepared. I mean, think about it. World War II paratroopers didn't get a 2-week onboarding session. They had to be totally effective the very second their boots hit the ground. And that same feeling of immediate, ready-to-go performance is packed into this phrase. And that is why this is such a huge compliment in the workplace. It means that person didn't just show up, they arrived fully prepared to contribute, creating real value from day one. Okay, so the project is officially in motion. Now, communication and making sure everyone's aligned, that becomes everything. The code for this phase is all about keeping things clear and keeping that momentum going. And maybe the most important idiom for any kind of team harmony is making sure everyone is on the same page. You know, this isn't just about people agreeing with you, it's deeper. It's about a shared understanding. It's a quick check-in to make sure the entire team is working from the exact same mental blueprint. A project can go off the rails so fast if people are on different pages. Using this phrase is kind of like hitting a save point in a video game. It just pauses the action for a second to make sure your foundation of understanding is solid before you try to build anything else on top of it. It's such a simple tool for preventing really complex problems down the road. So, for those quicker, less formal check-ins, the go-to phrase you'll hear all the time is to touch base. Think of this as the complete opposite of a long, formal, hour-long review meeting. It's all about efficient communication. It's how you stay connected and informed without bogging everything down with unnecessary process. Yeah, it's often used to schedule a really quick follow-up. It's a super low-commitment way to make sure a conversation happens and that no details fall through the cracks. But with all this activity and all these meetings, is any of it actually making a difference? For that, we need to ask ourselves if we are actually moving the needle. The key to this phrase is all about measurable impact. That origin from a gauge or some kind of measuring tool is the perfect way to think about it. This isn't about feeling busy, it's about seeing a tangible, visible shift in a number that really matters. This is a perfect visual. The work done before Q3 resulted in a clear, undeniable jump in sales. You can see it right there. That is what it means to move the needle. You're producing results that actually show up in the data. Of course, let's be realistic. No project is a perfectly straight line to success. There are always challenges, and the corporate code has its own vocabulary for when things get tough, and hard choices have to be made. So on this slide, we see two very different ways to react to a problem. Back to the drawing board means exactly what it sounds like. Something fundamental is wrong, and we need a full restart. On the other hand, to bite the bullet means you have to accept a difficult new reality and just push forward anyway. So one is about starting over, and the other is about enduring. All right, we've kicked off our project, we've managed it, we've navigated some tough spots. Now for the final and maybe most important piece, how to actually use this code effectively. Okay, here is the most important takeaway. Being fluent in this language isn't about using every single idiom you know in one sentence. It's about using the right one at the right time. You always have to think about your audience. But my favorite way to think about it is this. These phrases are like seasoning. A little bit adds flavor and impact, but too much just ruins the dish. The goal is always clarity, not just sounding clever.
So, you now have some of the key pieces of the corporate code. They can help you start projects with real energy, communicate with clarity, and navigate challenges with precision. The only question left is, how are you going to use it to make your mark?